Welcome back to the deep dive. We're jumping right into the cosmic currents to map out October 2025 for you. Now, if you're a Leo or Leo rising, wow, you've probably been feeling that post-eclipse energy, right? A lot swirling around relationships.
Absolutely. That's been a huge theme. But October, it's like the cosmic GPS is recalculating your route.
Recalculating. How so?
Well, our mission today is really to chart this big shift. If the last few months were all about, partnerships, alliances, looking outward, October pulls you right back in. We're looking at planetary moves that shift the focus from the external world straight onto your foundation.
So home, family, that core sense of security.
Exactly. It's kind of like time to shore up the castle walls, build that inner fortress.
Okay, let's dig into that. And for Leos, we always have to start with your ruling planet, the sun. Where is it leading you this month?
Okay, so the sun kicks off October in Libra, which for you is your third house. That runs until October 22nd.
Third house. That's communication, short trips, siblings, learning. Right. Sounds pretty busy.
Totally. Peak Leo social energy, really. Great for connecting, negotiating, getting your ideas across.
So signing contracts, maybe catching up with siblings, local stuff.
Perfect for that. Your natural warmth just works wonders here. Your diplomacy is, super effective.
So we get that external validation, that buzz, until the 22nd. But then it sounds like a switch flips. The sun moves into Scorpio, your fourth house, home zone.
Big shift. The core takeaway. October is really asking you to build confidence from the inside out. It's less about the external applause and more about that deep foundational security.
So the focus really pivots inward. Roots, home life, family things.
That's it, exactly. For the rest of October and heading into November, it's intensely focused there. It's all designed to really anchor you, build that confidence through real inner security.
Okay, but here's where it gets spicy, right?
Yeah.
The sun hits Scorpio on the 22nd and immediately squares Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto's hanging out at your seventh house of partners. What does a square like that actually feel like?
Yeah, good question. A square isn't like bad luck or anything. Think of it more as a necessary friction point, a demand, really. You've got two powerful forces, your core identity, the sun, and deep relationship transformation with Pluto basically demanding your attention at the same time.
So tension, maybe arguments.
Could be. Expect some pretty intense conversations, maybe challenging ones, about big changes at home, stuff that could redefine your living situation or even your whole family dynamic. And this energy carries through the rest of October and into November.
Okay, so home is the big focus. But we need the right mindset for those intense talks.
Right.
Let's look at mental energy. October 1st kicks off with Mercury, strong in that communication, third house, squaring Jupiter. Jupiter's tucked away in the 12th house, the hidden zone. That sounds like a conflict.
It really is. It creates this fascinating tension between what you can clearly say or think about, the third house stuff, facts, logistics, cars, siblings, and this deeper subconscious growth bubbling up from the 12th house. Jupiter there is pulling you towards these big, idealistic, sometimes kind of fuzzy dreams.
Wait, so I might have these amazing ideas, but I struggle to actually explain them or make them happen, like mental gridlock.
That's exactly the feeling. Yeah, idealistic visions might clash hard with just the day-to-day reality of getting things done. You might hit writer's block or just feel this gap between what you want and what feels possible. It's pushing you to look deeper.
So the advice isn't just think harder. It's more like integrate your intuition. Don't just rely on logic.
Precisely. Things like journaling, meditation, really thinking things through before those important talks. Highly recommended. Listen to that inner voice. Pay attention to your dreams. There are messages there.
And that mental pressure cooker comes back on October 16th, right? The sun in the third amplifies that clash with Jupiter in the 12th.
Yeah, it's another uncomfortable test. The sun boosts your mental energy, but it's getting challenged by something hidden, maybe emotional stuff, maybe that home expansion brewing behind the scenes, almost subconsciously.
So stay curious, but don't get overloaded.
Exactly. Be mindful of too much communication, too much running around, getting stuck in indecision. It builds up fast. Definitely meditate before you make any big calls about education or moving house.
Okay, let's shift gears to money. It feels like a really key piece this month, especially with all this talk about security and foundations. October 4th, Venus is in your second house, your money zone, and conjuncts the south node there.
Venus in the second is about your values, your income, self-worth. That south node conjunction, it's like the universe saying, time to declutter your financial life.
Declutter how? Letting go of old patterns.
Exactly. Releasing outdated values, maybe ways you earn money, or even certain work relationships linked to your status. Remember, Taurus rules your midheaven, linked back here. So expect some financial fluctuation, maybe some unexpected expenses pop up, or even a temporary dip as you let go of old ways of dealing with resources or debt.
But it could also be positive, like getting recognition for past work.
Yes, especially if you've been grinding away professionally or in media. It's like clearing space brings the credit that's due, tying back to those resource intentions you set during the last solar eclipse.
Then the pressure ramps up on the 11th. Venus in the second opposes Saturn in the 8th house. That sounds like a direct hit to shared resources.
Oh, it is. This transit brings limitations right out into the open, especially around intimacy and joint finances.
So if you've been avoiding talking about that joint credit card, or who pays what taxes,
Saturn's going to make you look at it. No more hiding. You might feel like you're footing the bill for others, or maybe frustrated if a partner isn't pulling their weight financially.
so money might feel tight,
Mhm.
and definitely not a day for big spending sprees.
Absolutely not. Bad day for deciding on big trips or major purchases. This transit is really demanding better financial discipline. It's about building that long-term security emotionally and financially with others.
And then a really big long-term shift on October 22nd. Neptune turns retrograde, slipping back into Pisces, joining Saturn in your 8th house. And they're there until Feb 2026.
Wow. Yeah, that's a major multi-year focus. The eighth house is deep stuff transformation, shared assets, partners' money, inheritance, taxes, but also deep psychological healing.
Neptune there. Does that make things confusing?
It can. Neptune can blur the lines, especially around intimacy and shared finances. Things might feel fuzzy, uncertain, so you need extra clarity, like double-checking documents, being really clear in conversations about money.
But it also boosts intuition.
Massively. It deepens your transformative intuition. It's actually a fantastic time to think about therapy or to really dig into resolving complex tax issues or joint financial things that need that deeper look.
Okay, with all this financial and security stuff swirling, that 4th house home and family, it really feels like the absolute center of gravity this month.
It totally is. And on October 6th, Mercury moves into Scorpio, right into that fourth house. It's injecting all that mental energy directly into your home zone.
Mercury in Scorpio. That sounds intense. Like deep, probing conversations.
Exactly. Think deep family talks, uncovering insights about your domestic life, maybe really focusing on big goals like family planning, moving house, or even reviewing property contracts. Mercury here asks the tough questions you can't really dodge.
And right away on the 6th, Mercury clashes with Pluto in the 7th house. That sounds like the moment that, are we staying or are we going?
Right?
Conversation really ignites.
It really does. You could easily face opposition from family, roommates, maybe a romantic partner about property stuff, home goals, money related to the home. That core discussion about your foundation becomes unavoidable. Are we building this together, or is this pulling us apart? It's where the reality check hits on those home goals.
Okay, fast forward to October 20th. Mercury conjuncts Mars, still in that intense 4th house. Is this where words turn into action?
Pretty much. It really energizes those home discussions, makes you want to do something. Great for getting organized, tackling renovations, or actively pushing forward on buying or selling.
But Mars brings heat, right?
Yeah.
So arguments are possible?
Definitely. Conversations can get intense, especially if a partner isn't on board with the changes you want. And watch out for unexpected home repairs suddenly needing money. Mars can trigger that.
So be strategic, maybe hold back on massive home spending.
Good idea. Be crafty.
Mhm.
And critically, the 20th is also when Mercury enters its pre-retrograde shadow. What does that mean practically? It means we're officially in the planning phase for the review and rework that's coming next month with the actual retrograde. November is likely going to bring tangible changes at home, maybe related to kids, like them moving back in or out, or shifts with a partner. So this is the start of figuring out the practical steps needed to secure that foundation. The planning officially kicks off now.
All right, let's talk partnerships again, because October 13th looks like a major turning point. Pluto turns direct in Aquarius, right there in your 7th house. Especially for our early degree Leos listening, you've probably felt this relationship tension, this back and forth.
Oh yeah, that feeling of being stuck or things constantly shifting, that starts to ease up now. Pluto moving direct means those major transformations in partnerships are back on the agenda. The whole relationship evolution process gets moving forward again. It's pushing for long-term commitment or potentially long-term release. Clarity is coming.
And it sounds like Venus is right there to help on the 13th, making it feel constructive.
It's a fantastic day for relationships, actually. Venus in your third house makes a beautiful trine to Pluto in the seventh. This is great for conversations with relatives or your partner about big moves, maybe literally moving house. Strong communication, building alliances, it really helps improve relationships or make positive changes to your living situation.
And Venus doesn't stop there. It also trines Uranus.
Yes, Uranus rules your 11th house friends, networks, groups. So Venus trining Uranus. Get ready for big announcements.
Like telling friends about relationship news or travel plans.
Exactly. Could be engagements, moving announcements, exciting travel news shared with your circle. It's a really social vibe. Great for sending out invites, online announcements, parties, celebrations.
Plus, Venus actually moves into Libra, your third house, on the same day. That should make all this communication flow nicely.
It really
Yeah.
does. It adds charm and diplomacy to your words. Makes it easier to smooth things over, improve community ties, spend quality time with siblings or neighbors, maybe even a good time to upgrade your phone or car or third house stuff.
But we got to remember that partnership pressure isn't gone for good. It circles back on the 22nd when the Sun in the fourth squares Pluto in the seventh again.
Right. That elimination on home and family forces the issue with relationships. Now that the home front is under serious construction, it demands clarity on the relationship's future. Is it marriage, moving in together, or maybe acknowledging it's time to separate? The pressure's on for answers.
So amidst all this really intense domestic focus, we get a moment of release or culmination on October 6th, don't we? The full moon in Aries.
We do. It lands in your ninth house. A full moon always brings something to light, a peak or an ending. This one reflects intentions you probably set about 6 months ago during the Aries solar eclipse. Themes around long-distance travel, maybe publishing something, ceremonies, graduations, legal matters, ninth house territory.
And since Mars, the ruler of this full moon, is busy down in your fourth house of home,
It tells us these ninth house themes are deeply connected to your home and family life right now.
so if you're planning that big move abroad or visiting family far away, or maybe there's a big family celebration happening, this feels like the climax.
Absolutely. And the guidance here is to use that Mercury in the fourth energy we talked about, communicate clearly with family to plan these things effectively. This full moon is really about the culmination of beliefs, reaching a kind of philosophical peak related to these areas.
Then, after the release of the full moon, we get to plant new seeds on October 21st. There's a new moon in Libra, back in your third house.
Yes, a fresh start for communication, learning, ideas. This is a really significant moment to set intentions around collaboration, launching something new mentally.
Like starting a website, a blog, maybe a podcast, media projects.
Perfect timing for that. And with Venus also in the third house lending support, it's especially good for launching creative projects, writing, anything collaborative. You might also find yourself thinking about changes related to your car or daily commute.
Okay, wrapping up the month, we get a bit of a shift towards fun, hopefully. October 29th, Mercury moves into Sagittarius, lighting up your fifth house.
Yes. Finally, some energy for fun, romance, creativity, dating, play, focus on children. It's a welcome breath of fresh air.
Good for people wanting to date or maybe thinking about kids.
Great energy for that. But remember, we're still in that Mercury shadow phase. So while it's fun, you might also find yourself reassessing existing romantic relationships or creative projects, sort of prepping them for the review that comes with the retrograde next month.
And on the very same day, the 29th, Mercury immediately opposes Uranus in Gemini, which is in your 11th house. That sounds like friction with friends or groups. Social static.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, it highlights fluctuations with friends, maybe goals, networks. You could face some weird social static about who you're dating, perhaps, or maybe about a new creative venture you're launching.
So relationship issues could pop up because of kids, or maybe creative projects clash with your social scene.
It's possible. The key is really to channel those unexpected ideas or disruptions constructively. Don't let them derail you. This period might just involve working out some kinks in a new creative business or hobby before it really takes off. Things get more heart-centered next month.
Okay, before we wrap this deep dive, let's flag some key dates. For love, romance, connecting with partners, circle October 4th, 5th, 7th, 8th.
Also, the 13th and 14th are good, the 18th, and then a nice stretch from the 24th through the 26th.
And for career moves, reputation boosts.
Look at the 21st and the 28th. Good opportunity days there.
Best days overall for making moves, especially money-related.
The 14th through the 16th feel generally strong. And specifically for those tricky joint financial matters we talked about, The 17th and 18th are key.
But we also need a heads up on the trickier days, right? Days needing more patience or strategy.
Definitely. Mark down October 2nd, the 8th, 16th, 17th. Yeah, that one's mixed the 19th, and then the 22nd through the 24th. Just be a bit more mindful on those days. Hashtag tag outro. So, okay, putting it all together. October is undeniably an intense month for you, Leo. It's powerful, though. You've got these major players really pushing you Scorpio energy in the 4th, demanding that deep emotional security. Pluto in the 7th, asking for relationship clarity. Neptune and Saturn in the 8th, demanding financial and emotional honesty. It's really all about integrating your plans, your ideas with your deepest gut feelings, emotional needs. It's about building that truly secure foundation.
Yeah, it feels like this month is about constructing that solid base, that inner fortress, so when you do step back out more fully, you're operating from a place of real strength. Untouchable, maybe. So, given all this focus on home, family, partnerships, and the changes being illuminated, maybe the final thought for you to chew on is this. What specific non-negotiable boundary are you finally ready to set right now? One that will genuinely create the long-term emotional and financial security you're seeking.
That's the real work, isn't it? That boundary setting is the key to unlocking this next chapter. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into your cosmic weather. Keep looking up, keep asking those big questions.
And we'll catch you next time.